Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the session on astro animation to explore and boldly animate the universe. Thanks very much for coming along, and thanks for Balticon for having us here today. My name is Robin Corbett. I'm an astronomer. I work at the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. I'm one of the hosts for this panel we have here today. And the other co-host is Laurence Arcadias, who's the chair of the animation department at the Maryland Institute College of Art. Hi, Laurence.
Hi, Robin. Hello, everybody. That's great to see you all. And thank you, Balticon, for having us one more time.
Okay, so the topic today is like a collaboration between artists and scientists. And as an astronomer, I can only talk when I have slides to talk to. So we're going to be showing you a few things to talk about the structure of this meeting today. So we're going to be giving you a discussion about this collaboration that we're doing. On the second slide, please. And so this is a collaboration between scientists working at NASA Goddard and other places, together with undergraduate students in a course at MICA. So we're going to talk about the context of the class, where the animations are produced. We're going to show you the animations, and then afterwards we have, on our panel, we have a lot of the animators here. We're going to be showing you the behind the scenes and the making of. If you have any scientists around, the other scientists, then we have some comments from them. I'd like to conclude with a Q&A session. So the next slide, please. For those of you who don't know about it, NASA Goddard is one of NASA's major research institutes. We're located in the suburbs of Washington, DC, and we do astrophysics research, planetary science, and we build space technology as well. And being close to Baltimore is one reason for our collaboration being able to be successful with MICA. And Laurence will tell you a little bit about this now.
Okay, so this is a picture of Maryland Institute College of Art. So for those who don't know the school, it's a wonderful art school downtown in Baltimore, close to the train station. And we have an amazing animation department where we offer a lot of different classes, classes such as stop motion, 2D, 3D, and of course we like when people mix everything together. And then we also have a class called Astro Animation, and that's what we want to talk to you about tonight. So this class, as the name says, it's half astrophysics and half animation. And just to make it short, on week 3, we have a group of scientists that come from NASA to talk to the student, and each scientist present a specific topic about their latest research. And then based on those presentations, the students pick up a theme, and then they split into groups of 2. And here you can see them with the scientist who is going to be their mentor for the whole semester. And so here they exchange their first idea for the film that they are going to do based on the science. And again, we want to be sure that you understand that those films are nothing like visualization that NASA does so well, but those films are more like an artistic interpretation of a scientific problem. So they have a lot of freedom to do whatever they want, as long as they stay straight to the fact of science. That's why we keep talking to the scientists all the time to be sure like we are the ideas are like in agreement with the science. So after this first introduction, the students have about 2 to 3 weeks to develop a storyboard. And then we have our first visit to NASA. So here you see the students visiting Goddard, the old campus of Goddard. And then we have a pitch session where the students show their project, their storyboard or animatic on a big screen in front of the scientist. And then we split again in groups. So the students talk again with their mentors to again be sure like they are in agreement with the science. And then back to MICA. So we have about 12 weeks to develop the whole production. So I'm not going to talk to that because the students are going to do that very well later. But here we are back to Goddard for our last visit, where we have usually, when it's not a pandemic, we have a big screening there with a lot of kids, because we do that during Bring Your Kids to Work Day. And at the end, we have another Q&A session also with the scientists, so more science is discussed. And then finally, the films are uploaded on Vimeo and our website, astroanimation.org. So now we are going to show you the films. So Robin, do you want to talk about the science behind each film?
So I'm just going to very briefly set the scene, not go into detail. But this first one is to do with Titan, a very large moon of Saturn. And unlike the other moons in our solar system, it has a very dense atmosphere. But the atmosphere is not like our own on the Earth. It consists of nitrogen, methane, and ethane. So it can't support life as we know it. But how about life as we don't know it?
Okay, so now we are going to show Fetch by Bob and Bella, who are around in a panel. So let's play the film. Can you hear the sound?
Okay, a nice animation there. I think Laurence is having trouble with her sound. Hope she'll be okay. So the next one is to do with neutron stars. And so when a massive star explodes at the end of its lifetime, it can leave behind a black hole. But sometimes it leaves behind another exotic object called a neutron star, which is almost, but not quite, a black hole. Sometimes these can be found orbiting around other stars. And so this is going to be an animation about this pair of an exotic object together with a regular star. So let's watch this next animation, please.
Today, we're going to be talking about a little town, one that we all live in. This town is called the universe, and the people in it are stars. Here's a strapping young star right now. Look at him go, fusing hydrogen in his core like it's nobody's business. There are many, many types of stars, from perfectly average main sequence stars like our sun, to red dwarfs, which are much smaller and burn much slower, to white dwarfs, the endpoints of stars like our sun, quiet and small, to red giants, massive stars that begin to expand after their hydrogen fuel has been used up. These characteristics are what make each star and star system unique. No two stars are alike. Here's a star system with particularly interesting cosmic patterns. Scientists call him IGR J16493-4348, or Greg for short. Greg is a blue supergiant who's part of an Xray Binary system, meaning he has a counterpart. There they are now, a compact object known as a neutron star. Of all the stars in our galaxy, 85% are binary stars. Of those, only some are X-ray binaries. Fewer still are high-mass X-ray binaries, and in that fraction of a fraction, only a handful are just like our Greg. As a supermassive star, Greg generates a massive amount of stellar wind that carries material from his body. This material is then absorbed by the neutron star. This neutron star is an energetic little guy, and what a magnetic personality. As our neutron star spins around, his magnetic field spins with him. Accreting matter funnels into the ends of this field, sending out a pulse that can be seen from systems away. As the neutron star orbits Greg, its intense gravitational pull causes tides in his supermassive body, like the tides on Earth. This, and all the interactions we've seen so far, make the neutron star generate a massive amount of X-rays. These X-rays can be seen from many, many light years away, from our own system even. The fluctuations in these X-rays tell our scientists on Earth how these stars are interacting. These X-ray fluctuations are caused by a number of things, like when the neutron star is eclipsed by Greg, or when a different amount of matter is absorbed. What makes Greg so special is a modulation in the orbital periods of the two stars. Scientists believe that this modulation is caused by leftover material blown off of Greg that the neutron star runs into as it orbits. This interaction between the neutron star and the leftover material causes a larger fluctuation in the emitted X-rays that our scientists can see and record. Like their billions and billions of counterparts, the interactions in this system are a part of the endless cosmic machine that is our universe.
Okay, you're muted, by the way, Laurence. But okay, the next one is to do with lava tubes. So on the Earth, lava from volcanoes can actually form tubes, but they can also occur on the moon as well. And in this case, perhaps we may find a place that when we get astronauts back to the moon, they want to establish a base there. There can be a form that a natural place of safety that astronauts could perhaps live in. So let's take it away.
Okay, so now Lavabed Bats by Eli Copperman and CK.
Welcome, young travelers. You're just in the nick of time. Come on, hurry up. This here is the lunar lava tube, home of my children for many, many eons. This way, this way. Woo. Boys, feast your eyes on our big shiny moonstone. Well, go on, what are you waiting for?
Here you are, Father.
Excellent. Pretty soon our collection will be complete enough to take over Earth once and for all.
Okay, that was great. Okay. Robin?
Yeah. Okay, so we already mentioned neutron stars, which can be left behind after a massive star explodes at the end of its life. And we'd had it in orbit around a regular star or a fairly ordinary star. But if you have two neutron stars orbiting around each other, then thanks to Einstein's theory of gravity, they can eventually merge together. And when they do this, can release a lot of energy, and they can also make new elements. So if you have a gold jewelry, for example, the probability is that the gold that you're wearing came after being released after 2 neutron stars collided and merged together. So this is about the discovery of gravitational waves from 2 neutron stars.
Okay, let's play the film Breaking News, Stars Crash by Sarah, Declan, and Lilay.
Queen works only occasionally.
Good evening. Breaking news tonight from NASA headquarters, where scientists are saying they have witnessed something truly outstanding. Today, scientists at 2 observatories in the United States were able to see a neutron star collision, detecting the light of the burst for the first time. Here's Dr. Logan Bailey to talk more about the subject.
Thank you, Phoebe Gold. I'm here at one of the 2 LIGO observatories, where we study gravitational waves and monitor space activity. This is where we detected the recent neutron star activity earlier today. This is the 5th time scientists have detected the occurrence in the sky.
I'm sorry, did you say this is the 5th time this has been recorded?
Yes, that's correct. You see, we knew these events were taking place because of the gravitational waves collisions have been giving off, but this is the first time it has actually been seen. Previously, they have only been detected through black hole collisions, but this time they are neutron stars. Because of this, we were actually able to see the bright burst in the sky, which revealed a lot about where astounding elements are formed. As you can see behind me on the screen, the phenomenon is truly outstanding.
I don't have a job yet.
I know you.
Sir, we can't exactly see what's happening. Could we get a closer look for our viewers?
Oh, yes, of course. Let's see. And are only about the size of a city like New York. They have danced around each other for billions of years and finally impacted about 130 million years ago. The light finally reached us today. The Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope detected the light first, and telescopes like LIGO in the United States and Virgo in Italy help pinpoint the location. People across the world turn their telescopes to look with this data. Now we have both gravitational waves and the light from these events to help tell us where to look at the universe.
Wow, that is something truly spectacular, and this is a Channel 5 exclusive. We will be sure to keep our eyes on the skies for more stupendous events such as this. Thank you, Dr. Bailey, and now let's go to Bob for the weather.
Okay, so Robin, are you back? Yes.
So if astronauts do go back to the moon, which we hope they will do before too long, if they have access to water, that's going to make a big difference. Now, you can't have liquid water on the moon. Maybe there's ice inside some craters. And now we believe we've found water associated with rocks on the moon. We hope that astronauts and robots will be able to explore more, and this is a film about that.
Okay, so now we are going to show a RIP by Alex and Jack.
took you long enough, Captain Doug.
Shut up.
Is any help required, Captain Doug?
Robot. Great job. Now you've gotten rocket exhaust everywhere. Listen here, robot. We are looking for proof of water on the moon. That being damp rocks. Simply, if we found...
Oh, my apologies, Captain Doug. I seem to have let some drops spill out.
Now you listen here, robot. You go look for your damp rocks over there. Finally, some peace and quiet. So, robot, did you find anything?
I'm sorry, Captain Doug. I seem to have found 0 damp rocks.
You're useless, just like I expected. I should have come here alone from the beginning and... Look at this. Just as I always said, man always wins over machine.
Indeed, Captain. Indeed.
Okay, that was great. So now we are going to go to my other presentation about behind the scenes, and the students are going to present themselves. So give me a chance to stop sharing my screen.
I guess we were hoping to have a Q&A, but we may be running short of time. But maybe if people, I know some people are typing questions as we go along, and people can be answering those as well as the students are presenting. Do you think, Laurence?
Yes, so let me start the presentation, and then please, everybody try to stick to the time. 3 minutes would be great as we are running out of time. So let me share my screen again. Okay. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Okay, and go. So are you here, Bella?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Very good. So I'll let you talk. So should I go to the next, tell me when
Yes,
you want me
please.
to move.
Next slide.
Okay.
Hi, so my name's Isabella Potenziani. Rob and I worked on the animation Fetch, which was the first one you guys saw that focused on Titan. This little presentation we have just kind of goes through our brainstorming, our work in progress, editing, and then you got to see the final outcome. Rob and I basically wanted to focus on the idea of Titan because we don't know a whole lot. But there is hope in finding out more about the terrain and stuff like that. So we kind of wanted to show the vast kind of exploration that could happen on Titan, and maybe even the chance of life with some of the things that they've already kind of found or have hypothesized that are there. Next slide, please. So here are some progress examples. In the top left corner, you can see an illustration that Rob did of when we were trying to figure out our character. His name is Eddie. The top right picture is just a concept piece that I did. And we also have on the bottom left is one of our little creatures. We were kind of just practicing how we thought things would kind of move on Titan. In the middle, we also have another picture that I did of Titan. And the last image all the way on the right is just a piece of our storyboard kind of animatic that we made. Next slide, please. So we did some brainstorming. Rob and I were just kind of drawing up different little dogs. You can see the two little sketches that we did. And then in the middle, we were kind of figuring out color scheme because Titan itself has a very specific kind of color to it. We wanted to make sure our little guy stood out, but also, you know, that he kind of complemented his surroundings. Next slide, please. So here is just the process of animating. So Rob basically did most of the 2D animation. There were the few spots with the samples, which were stop motion, which was me. But Rob basically did all of that in Photoshop. And you can see the sketch to the outlining, to the color, and to the final product. Next slide, please. So here are just some little snippets. You can see in the middle is a part from our animatic that we use to kind of help with the rest of the animating, and you can see the outline and then eventually adding color. Rob did all of the animating in Photoshop. And then the last slide is just some progress photos of the stop motion that I did. I made these little tubes and just kind of made them into little kind of caverns and did some stop motion animation through that to create our sample shots. Next slide. And I think the last slide is just our Tumblr. Yeah, so that's our Tumblr link if you guys just want to see more of the process that we went through, see the whole animatic and just some more photos of the process.
Okay, thank you, Bella. That was great. So now we have Zach. Are you around, Zach?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Okay, hello. So you can present your project.
All right. So ours was the Xray Binary one with Greg and his dog. I made this project with Stephen Pirzella, who unfortunately is not here today. So I'll be talking a little bit about what both of us did. So next slide, please. So at the very beginning, we talked about like the science of it and how we wanted to interpret that. So here you'll see a lot of our scientist, Joel. This is a lot of his notes and things that we were trying to interpret in a more like artistic way. So we decided that we wanted to take the big star that was the supermassive star that funnels into the neutron star and interpret that as a guy and his dog, because we thought that relationship was sort of similar. And, you know, if you look in the bottom, that's a chart that shows all of the different star systems that are exactly like our system. And that's Greg right there, yeah, IGRJ1. So many letters and numbers. Next slide, please. Through the creation process, we had a couple different things going on. Like we're going after this really 60s UPA style, like old cartoon aesthetic. So on the left, you'll see some of our title screen concepts. And as we were making this, we kind of we were iterating on things that came before. We're like, okay, I kind of want it to look like this. This is how we can really bring out that feeling. And as you can see, we kind of stopped on something really solid, I think. And on the right, you'll see a lot of our animation works in like multiple different layers moving around. So you'll see in the very back is the dog in his chair, and then there's the outside, and then there's that scene where we go all the way out to the sun. It's a lot of layering and compositing for how this animation was made. Next slide, please. So yeah, on what I was saying about compositing, this is sort of a closer look at that. Like for the amoeba scene where it's the little scientist looking through the telescope, we had all of these different pieces that were moving around. So I made all of these like little assets in Photoshop that were like little green floaty things to be like the microscopic scope. And then Steven did a lot of the character animation. So he animated that character interacting, and then I was able to composite that together into this and make a really like interactive scene. And that's sort of how all of these scenes were made. And yeah, that's about it. Next slide. Thank you guys for listening and watching the animation.
Thank you, that was great. Okay, and finally, we actually that's no, yeah, we have two more. So yeah, behind the scenes. Do we have Declan around? And then we'll yes. So
hello, my name is
Declan
McKenna. I'll be presenting about my film Breaking News: Stars Crash Wave Scene. I worked on this with two people, Sarah Lyons and Layli Arai Tavale. Next slide, please. So for our characters, we wanted them to have this 1980s newscasting feel. And so we actually took stock images of old NASA buildings and things, and we took images from 1980s broadcasts and used those to make our characters. You can see we have like different elements here. Next slide, please. And we take all of these collaged pieces and build them on top of each other, and then take all of our little assets and create a scene. And so you can see like as everything starts to come together and we make each piece move, it becomes an actual living character out of all of these little pieces. And we really wanted it to feel like a weird, but also kind of real, but kind of like paper doll vibe. Next slide, please. And because we were theming our animation around a news report, we wanted there to be like B-roll footage as though reporters had gone into this space and taken footage of everything around them. And we wanted these to feel real, but also kind of off, like there's some weird perspective and stuff going on, just like an actual collage would be, like if you took these from different spaces. Next slide, please. And here you can see how these scenes came together. We took all of our cut pieces and created a 3D space for them. So some of these pieces were in the back and some of these pieces were closer up. So then when we had a camera move around, you could actually see things move as though it was like a real set. And I think that turned out really cool. Next slide, please. And another big part of our film was our wax sequence, where we showed what the gravitational waves looked like. And this was inspired by an animator, Oscar Fischinger, who did wax experiments and wax animations. And we really wanted to do something referencing that, but that also looked like gravitational waves. Next slide. And here you can see the process of building that. So first we used crayons as our source of wax. And here Layli, my collaborator, built these tinfoil boxes and stuck crayons through a hot glue gun to have them drip and create these molds. And as they built up, we used a ton of crayons and created these boxes. And in our next slide, you can see what we did next was we would burn the top layer of the boxes and then scrape them off and take a scan of that. And you can see one of the blocks on the scanner here. And then we would burn it again, scrape it off again, and do that for every single frame so that it would look like we were starting to dig through the wax block. And because of how we dripped it, we got these cascading wave-like features, which was really cool.
Oh, sorry.
And next slide, that's it. Thank you all so much for listening. And yeah.
Thank you, Declan. Wonderful. And then we have Lavabed Bats, who is going to talk. Eli or CK?
Hi, everyone.
Yes, hi.
So yeah, I'm Eli, and yeah, this is the Lavabed Bats project that Celine or CK and I did, and we would love to go into the abridged but otherwise fascinating info about the behind the scenes of this. So let's get started. Yeah.
Just from what you may have seen, our general concept behind our animation was the idea of two astroscientists, primarily humanoid bats that travel around the moon. They stumble into a cave that leads to a series of lava tubes, and they meet this underground society led by this character that we've dubbed the Wise One.
Next slide, please. Yeah, okay. And yeah, so the science that we went over with our mentors, Jacob and Beck, who I'm not sure if they're here, but essentially it had to do with flowing lava from, in addition to the Earth, the moon, because apparently some dark spots from the moon did appear from previously flown lava that sort of hardened. But in addition, we also kind of like experimented with the idea of considering that the sun and the sun's rays will reflect off of the moon. We thought how interesting would it be if the moon sort of attracted those rays? And although the moonstone was might not have been, it may have been much more science fiction, it was still an interesting way to sort of play around with these different types of ideas. Next slide, please. Yeah, and these are the character designs for our characters, Elliot and Jerry. Here we were kind of experimenting with like which types of colors that we ended up using. I believe the ones in the top right corners for both of these models were the ones that we went with. A little altered, but nonetheless, we wanted to make sure that their short and skinny selves contrasted one another in addition to their colors. Next slide, please. Celine?
And
oh no, back.
Did you want to go over that, Eli, or should I?
You.
So from what you've seen, these are the primary antagonists of our shorts. The Wise One and his family that we've dubbed the Bat Children. Here is the primary example of what we've done for like testing the different color palettes with the Wise One. We even jokingly dubbed him Wilfred Know-It-All. It wasn't exactly used to the animation, but it was for the humor. And one of the things that we've applied for our animation is creating mixed media collage background textures for the setting of the lava tubes. So what we did is that we use traditional textures to make digital edits to create the backgrounds so that way it would stand out. We did the same thing for the moonstone.
Next slide, please. I love this.
Yes, the inspirational tank, along with finding inspirations in real-life lava tubes. We also had fun taking inspiration from General Jim Henson Company works like The Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. And apparently we're also taking some character design inspiration from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
I feel like those characters were right at home. And yeah, the overall production, the animation was mostly done in Toon Boom Harmony with some bits done in Photoshop, but all the backgrounds were done in Photoshop. And we were able to, what's interesting is that CK pretty much did all of the background painting and texturing, but we made sure to sort of connect both worlds in that even if they looked somehow distinctive, that they still meshed together, which helps to have the characters have like flat kind of colors, but still like kind of stick out from these environments that are a little more detailed, but still a little more stylized and colorful.
So sorry to interrupt, but we're down to 4 minutes, so I don't know if you want to, very last few minutes, open it up. If
so is it okay if we stop now, because we only have a few minutes for questions? So I think people, I mean, I can, yeah. So
the next slides are self-explanatory, but yeah, thank you all so much.
Thank you. So that was great. Do we have questions in the audience? I cannot, let me get out of my...
Yeah, so there's a Q&A panel.
Yes.
Previously, okay, so there's a question about, have you done any animations with 3D models?
Any of you? No 3D in any of those films we have seen? Declan a little bit, use a little bit of 3D effect, but not real 3D.
Yeah, I used a program called After Effects, which is really cool because it has like a fake 3D element to it where you can actually layer videos and clips and create a camera to move around them. So it wasn't an actual like 3D modeling program. We've had other students work in 3D modeling programs pretty frequently as well, but it was like a fake 3D, which was actually really cool because it gave us like a camera effect. So yeah.
Very good. Other questions from the... how long is the actual animation process when the characters are fully designed? Who wants to answer to that? Yes, Eli?
I mean, I'm sure everyone's experiences like depend and stuff on how long the overall process of everyone's schedule takes, but usually the process goes mostly for like the first month or so of the class, and once we have like the general concept down, we sort of like figure out like which characters can be displayed, and when it comes to the actual animation, that can take like weeks, if not like a whole month or so. Again, depending on your workload, but yeah, in the end, it all depends on what you end up using. We even like had one character in mind for our short that got scrapped, so that's just part of the creative process.
I just want to point out that that question came from Sabrina Thompson, who's one of the our scientists who worked on this project. So.
Oh yes, hi Sabrina, it's great to have you. And there's a question also related to Tim. So he did a voice. Somebody mentioned, like, yeah, did the advisor did the voice for your character? So Jack or Alex, do you want to talk a little bit about that? How was it to do the voice with Tim?
Hey, it was actually a lot of fun. Like just like getting the personality right, and then just going in and doing it. I enjoy it. I enjoy just going and recording the lines, really trying to put in that personality. It's fun.
And then somebody asked also what happened to the crayons once they were all destroyed, I think.
I actually cannot confirm where the crayons ended up. We used, I think, at least 2 full boxes of crayons, because once they're melted down and flat, they are like not, like it adds up very quickly. So I'm not sure where they ended up. I'm sure Laylee probably kept a couple of the blocks. We made more blocks than we ended up using because once you scrape it, it's actually very slow and tedious. So a lot of the crayons actually just stayed as blocks that are like artifacts tucked away for now.
Okay, and then somebody also mentioned like the film, I suppose it's the X-rays, like looks a little like Sesame Street episode. I don't know if that was related to.
Yeah, there was a question about for the Titan dog animations.
Oh yes, yeah.
Asking whether the dog aged as the days reached 100. They thought that the dog looked like he was getting older. He was just getting tired.
Yeah, Rob and I thought it'd be funny to kind of exaggerate or kind of just show that time has passed, and also that our little guy Eddie was getting a bit more frustrated and a bit more tired and worn down as time went on. Just like his suit gets dirtier at different parts as it goes on. So yeah, we did. He's still very cute though.
Yes, he's very cute. So Zach, do you want to talk about a little bit about the style of your animation? The UPA style that you, mute.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can talk about it for a little bit. So we came across the idea one day when we were just sitting down talking about the idea, and we were thinking about how we could interpret it. And the UPA style seems so natural for it because it's like a lot of those old like educational videos were made in that sort of style. I think it was called Pluck Ting Bang, which was about like music, and that was sort of a big inspiration for this.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but the moderator tech is asking us to wrap it up quickly.
Okay,
So,
yeah, sure. Just briefly, if you want to see more UPA stuff, things like Mr. Magoo and other like old cartoons, that was really inspiring to us. So we wanted to explore that, and it's fairly easy to animate, so that also helped us pick it.
Okay. So do you want to say the last word, Robin?
Okay, so thanks very much to all the animators for working with us again. Thanks very much to the scientists who participated. Yeah, really great job. Thanks for Balticon for having us here. Thanks for the audience for coming along and answering questions. And they said we have a website, astroanimation.org, where we have the ones from previous years and ones from this year are in the process of being uploaded. And I expect we'll be hanging around on the Discord website as well. So thanks for having us. It's been great to be here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you, guys. That was great.